This is the only dog training that works. These are the dog training secrets they don't want you to know about. This is the truth about dog training. Hey guys, this is Anthony Lewis, and I'm here with you today to show you the secrets about dog training. A little bit about me here is I'm a master dog trainer in dog behavior since 1995. I grew up around dogs. My grandfather owned a dog farm in Italy. After studying thousands and thousands of hours of how mother dogs deal with their pups, I devised nature-based training method. I'm renowned for achieving shocking transformations, quick transformations when no other trainers could help, life-threatening behaviors when dogs are like attacking the humans or attacking other dogs, attacking kids. That's when people call me after they've been to every other trainer, and it happens very quickly. Now, what is the truth about dog training? What do I mean by that? Well, you see, a lot of the industry wants to teach you a certain training method. The books, the so-called veterinarians that think they have behavioral training, and these other guys you see when you type it on the computer and you look up in the phone book or you get a referral. Generally, they use something called treat training or positive reinforcement training. And they use treats, and the reason why it doesn't work is because mother dogs don't use bribes and treats in nature. Have you ever seen a mother dog pick up a treat and get their dog to stop doing something or to behave by giving it a treat? No, it just doesn't work. And we think that dogs are similar to humans, but they're not. This is an animal, and animals are different than humans. They really are. A dog is different than a human. So why would you train a dog similar than you would a human? We try to put our emotions into it, and that's just not how dogs work. The truth is that doesn't work. It never has worked, and they may listen when the treatment is involved after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of repetitions. That dog may come to you here and there when it wants to, but only if you have the treat. Okay, only if you have the treat. What if that treat's not there, or if it thinks you have a treat? You may use a little hand signal and try to fake it out, and it still comes to you once in a while. But when you need it to in that life-threatening situation, is that dog truly going to respect you? No. And they keep doing this. Why? There's a lot of money in it. It keeps you coming back. You need to take 10 sessions of your little group class for you to see a little result, because you need hundreds of repetitions with this treat training that they teach, this politically correct training that doesn't work, but it's great for business. It's great to have somebody constantly coming back and wanting more and more and more, and that's how they stay in business. But the truth is much different. I know it sounds a little crazy. I mean, why do they do this? Why are they doing this if it's just for business? Well, let me break it down a little bit for you again. As I stated earlier, it's how they stay in business. They want you to keep coming back. They give you all these group sessions, even the private sessions. They want to keep. They want to pretend that they're your permanent trainer. That you need them for life. It's not true. Again, it's part of the whole system for them to make money and keep you as a customer, right? So if they fixed you after one or two sessions, well, then what? Then you're not a customer anymore. Then they can't keep, grabbing your money off you. So that's basically how it works, and it's great for that because you see a little bit of results, but it's enough for them to feed you that dream that you need to keep coming back. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, if you've used treats in your dog, you see it works with when you have the treat or when it thinks you have the treat. But when you don't, it just doesn't respect you. Nobody really wants to talk about it in public, but I am breaking it down today for you guys. Another reason is I need you to get this quickly and easily. There's 3 million more than 3 million dogs put down a year because of this treat training and this so-called training that they teach people and lack of guidance. So I want everybody to get this training quickly and easily. It's not hard. If a mother dog can do it, if a dog can do it, you can do it. We have a little bit of a higher thought than a dog, so we can easily replicate this and make it work for us humans. We don't necessarily have to act like a dog, but we can use their language and how they understand, and we can communicate to them. And one of the reasons why we need this so quickly and so easily is because so many dogs are getting put down every day. 3 million a year in the U.S. and Canada alone. 3 million dogs a year getting put down for this lack of behavior because the dogs are aggressive, because a dog nips once, it gets put down, or because people just can't handle the dog. They try throwing. Think about this for a second. Most of the dog trainers will tell somebody if a dog's biting, give it treats, throw a bunch of treats at it to distract it. Well, all that does is it reinforces the behavior of that heightened state that dog's in. If that dog's in a barking state and aggressive state, growling at somebody walking by, and you throw a bunch of treats at it, it's going to say, "Great, I get treats every time I get to this heightened state. I'm going to continue doing it." That's why it doesn't work. Things you can experience though when you go ahead and get the real truth of training and you use my method. Uh, you can use a couple techniques, three simple exercises, and this is what you can experience quickly. I want it to happen quickly because so many dogs are dying and we need it to happen quickly. Mother dog gets it happening quickly, you can do it as well. You can have a calm dog who listens to you. You'll have no more pulling on the leash if you're using a leash. There's leash laws, so I recommend follow that, but you don't need a leash after you use my methods. If you don't want to, it's good to have that freedom. But no more pulling on the leash, no more barking and aggression. Okay? No more after a day. Use the simple technique I give you. The dog will not bark after one day. Lay down and sit on command anytime you want from any distance. Doesn't have to be right in front of you. It'll stay in the command as long as you need it to. Say you're going to answer the door and you need your dog to stay in a down command, or you need it to stay. It'll stay in that command for as long as you want to until you greet the door, and then you allow your dog out of the command. Come to you on the command. Come command is one of the most important commands you can have. If you can't have your dog come to you, you have nothing. So it's one of the most important commands. We show you that very quickly. You can now take your dog to all family functions. You can have family over. There's been families that haven't been able to have family over in years because their dog will bark and growl and threaten people. You now can have family over again. You can have friends over again. You can have a life again. You'll be able to take your dog anywhere, and it'll be the best behaved dog there. You can have a dog you trust 100% in all situations. You'll develop a bond with this dog that nothing else can do. You can leave it at home without worrying about chewing up your house. Most people sentence their dog to a life in a cage. When they leave the house, they don't trust their dog, so they put it in a cage, in a crate. That's no life for a dog. It's like putting it in jail. You can now leave your home without having to worry about that. Another big thing with this, because you take the stress away from a dog when you use my techniques, you can potentially add years to its life, because we all know that when you take stress away, I mean, everybody's happier and you live longer. It's one of the many benefits that I've experienced. All of my dogs have lived in their late teens just because I train them in this certain way. How come you rarely see perfect dogs like this? You see them, but how come you don't see them very often? Like I explained before, most people don't know about it. They just don't know. And those that do, they're helping. I mean, a lot of the celebrities will get help like this. A lot of the rich and famous get help like this. But I mean, most people can't afford this sort of training. The trainers just aren't out there. They're not in your cities. They're using the treat training methods. And you'll see great dogs once in a while, but most of them are just misguided, not even trained, or they're treat training. I mean, this is about to change. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and you're gonna love it. It's very simple. Like I said, it's very simple. Is this something easy to do? I get that asked a lot. Well, it has to be. The only way a dog can understand in nature, if you study a mother dog and her pups, those dogs listen very, very quickly. It has to be. It's part of their survival. So of course it's something easy to do. For a dog to understand it, it has to be easy to do. If it's complicated, then you're putting your human emotions involved in it. You're complicating it. You're humanizing it when a dog understands a different way. Does it use treats, as I covered? Definitely not. Some other people ask, is it positive reinforcement? Is it abusive? Is it what is it like? First of all, it doesn't use treats. First of all, abusive, to me, abuse is locking a dog in a cage all day because you can't trust it. Abusive is tying your dog up all day and letting it bark all day and stressed out and get aggressive. Allowing your dog to stay aggressive and bark and have to bark at the door every time somebody comes. That's the true abuse. Using a balance of my nature training like I use is a balance of correction and praise and love. Basically, a correction is showing the dog what no means, meaning it can't bark, and showing it what yes means, meaning when it's calm and happy and loving is when you give it lots of praise. So it's showing it what yes and no is. How is this different from everything else? It's a really good question I always get. Again, I don't use treats. They do. I get genuine respect and love and a genuine bond with a dog. They get a treat bond. You know what I'm saying? So this also happens very quickly. So I can get results. I can stop a dog barking in literally 5 minutes. Whereas these other training methods will take them 6 months of throwing treats at situations and taking them away and turning their head and distracting them with treats. It's different because it works. This works. When I do this, and you can see on my websites all over, hundreds of testimonials. Of course, it works. And if it doesn't, there's a guarantee. So that's why I'm the only dog trainer in the world that can put a guarantee on my training, because if it doesn't work, then you don't pay a dime. You get your money back. I made this extremely simple for anyone to follow. A 5-year-old can do this. Okay? You can learn this, and you apply this, you can learn it in literally under a half hour. And you can train any dog you want. You can show your kids how to do it for the rest of your life. As that old saying goes, teach someone how to fish, not just give them the fish. So a lot of these dog trainers will come to your house, they'll just give you the fish, meaning they'll do it for you. They'll train the dog supposedly with treats. And then when that dog trainer leaves, guess what? Your dog's back to square one. So what we're doing here is very simple. Again, it has to be simple. We have to lower this $3 million dogs dying a year. We have to minimize that. So it had to be simple, and that's the only way a dog understands. They don't understand complicated. I'll give you a couple examples here of what this can do. This is all public. You can see it on a lot of my websites. You can look it up and confirm it for yourself. You can even talk to the people that I've helped. But I have one example here of a woman who had a dog, and she seen my ad. She's seen what I had to offer. She let it go by for a couple days. A couple days later, her dog, was a 1-year-old dog, attacked her husband, and that dog put the husband in the ER room, hooked up on the IV, cut up all over, stitches all over, almost died. This dog almost killed her husband. That second day after that happened, as her husband was in the hospital, she called me. I showed her a couple techniques. I showed her the method. Didn't take very long. She applied it. And one day she had a different dog. 2 days go by. The dog stopped growling, stopped any aggression. A week later of just consistently following the 3 simple exercises I give, which I'm about to give you, these 3 simple exercises will help the worst of the worst dogs that are trying to kill people, kill animals, hurt people, to the simplest dog that just maybe has a excited problem, or they get overexcited when somebody comes to the door. I use these 3 exercises on all dogs. Any dog I've ever trained, the base is these 3 exercises. That woman was able, and her family, they're able to have their kids over again. They're able to have, the kids were able to bring their spouses over. They're able to have dinner again. That dog controlled their household so much that they couldn't even eat dinner at the dinner table. In a week of applying my methods, they applied my methods. I didn't do training the dog. They applied my methods just like you're about to, with this exact same method here. And that dog was totally turned around from on the verge of getting put down to being a perfect, healthy, happy, calm dog that they could trust 100% in 1 week. How does it happen so quick? Again, I'll go over it. How does a mother get their pups to listen so quickly? Okay? It's the same thing. We're using that method right there. We're not using treats, not the politically correct treat training method that so many use to make a business and keep customers for years. This is a way that actually helps. That's why I call it the dog training secret they don't want you to know about. They really don't want you to know about, because then they'd go out of business. So it must happen quick in the dog world, because dogs live in the now. They're much different than humans, and it has to happen quick for a dog to understand. What you can do right now is buy the program. Get the video. It's 1 lesson. Okay? It covers everything, and step by step by step. It's all on video. It's very simple. There's 3 simple exercises. All you do is do the first exercise. Maybe it takes 5 minutes. Do the second exercise. Maybe it takes another 5 minutes. You can do it all in 1 day, or you can space it out over 3 days. Do 1 exercise a day. After those 3 exercises, you have a different dog. Every single dog that comes to me, if it's a little Maltese, 7-pound Maltese, to a 100-pound Mastiff Pit Bull, they're all going through these 3. This is the base of everything. These 3 exercises, they'll take you 15 minutes to do in some cases. Some cases might take you a day, sometimes 3 days to get all 3 in. But after those 3 exercises are applied on your dog, any dog, the littlest dog to the biggest dog you can imagine. They work on all of them, and you just need these 3 exercises, and you'll have a totally different dog. You'll have the greatest. You'll still have your same dog with that loving personality, but you're gonna get rid of that negative side of it and water and shower that positive side of your dog. Here's my guarantee. Apply my method. Apply the dog training secret they don't want you to know about. If you don't have a totally fixed dog, if that barking's not gone, if that dog is not calm and happy and submissive now to you, if it's still pulling on the leash, if it's not cured from, or if it's not fixed from pulling on the leash, if that dog still barks at people, if it's still chasing squirrels, if it's still chewing up your house, if in 30 days, if that still goes on, I don't want to keep your money. You get your money back, okay? The guarantee is this: fix your dog or you pay nothing, okay? Fix your dog or it's free. So nobody can make that guarantee. They can't. They'll just blame it on you. But I'm not blaming it on you. If you do those 3 simple exercises and you apply it again, you can do it all today. You can do it over 3 days. I mean, if you really want, you can space it out as long as you want. But I recommend doing it either over a period of a day or 1 to 3 days. If it does not totally fix your dog, along with all of my training methods on this short video series, very simple, very to the point, there's no fluff, and need it to be easy. We need to start getting these dogs under control. We can't have 3 million dogs get put down here and given away to shelters and then eventually put down. We can't have that. So it needs to be simple, and it needs to be so that anybody can understand it. You can't have millions of trainers going out to everybody's houses training their dogs and then it only getting a little better. We need everybody to have this information. That way dogs can live longer, happier lives. You can enjoy them with your kids longer. You can have this dog last an extra 5 years because you're taking the stress away with it using this proper training method, okay? It's very important everybody gets this on their hands. That's why I'm making this guarantee that if it doesn't work for whatever reason, I've never seen it yet, but if it doesn't work for you or for whatever reason you can't understand and apply it, which you can, everybody can, it's very easy. It's broken down very easy. But if for whatever reason it doesn't work, you get your money back, okay? You can still have the information. You'll still know what it is. But if it doesn't work, you get your money back and you have 30 days to test it out. That's how confident we are that this works. We want it in everybody's hands. I'm making this guarantee. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up or how much longer this page will be up, but I would get it now, get the program. I made it affordable for everybody. There's places that charge $800 for one session. Use these 3 exercises I give you here. You'll get more done in that 1 to 3 days of using my stuff that 20 sessions of that $700 session will ever do. Or these group training classes. I mean, you can buy this for an eighth of the price of that, and you have a perfect dog. 3 simple exercises. It takes, 3 minutes if in some cases, depending on your dog. If you have a dog that's killing people, sure, you may be in that 3-day category. But if you just have a regular, decent dog that maybe just has a couple problems, you can do this in 1 day, and you'll have a totally different dog. And again, my guarantee's back in it. You have 30 days. If you're not satisfied, no questions asked. You get your money back. And we really want to help everybody. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we're going to do our best to help you. Thank you very much, guys.